All right, good morning, folks. It is shortly before 6 a.m. on Tuesday, March the 24th, 2020, and we are trading in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic. So let's go ahead and take a look at what S&P 500 did yesterday. Steer clearly in this downward channel here, continuing to see things go to the right. Let's go into the 5-minute yesterday just to see the spread. So we started, saw that the Fed basically said they're going to buy everything yesterday. So we saw from 740 to 820. So over the course of about 40 minutes, such a huge increase from 220 to 240. So almost a 10% increase in the market, which is totally reasonable. That's why we have such a high VIX right now. Saw a little bit of a channel yesterday. Couldn't quite break down below 218. Couldn't quite break above 230-ish, 229.40. We saw us break through quite a few areas of support and resistance here. Let's take a look. We're gapping up 234 basically right now. So 234 comes into this level of resistance right now, the December 2018 low. It's unsurprising that this is going to continue to act as a major area, December 2018. So we'll see what happens here. This is certainly above the high yesterday. So let's see if we can begin putting in higher highs and lower lows. We're not getting that clearly, right? Lower highs. Boom, boom, so boom, boom. Oh, okay, we want to undo that. Let's remove this rectangle. But you can see here, let's just go to a pointer. It's going to be way better. All right, so boom, 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 boom. So let's see if we can break that and begin getting some higher lows and higher highs. And then eventually break out of this channel and begin trying to challenge some of these areas of resistance to the upside, and maybe we can put in a bottom. I doubt it, but maybe. You never know. So there's our S&P. We went all the way down. This is the next big area of support here. November 4th, 2016 low. We have our December 1st, 2016 low, which is essentially right where we went yesterday. Now, some of these can change color now. So we can change color to white. So there's white. Resistance overhead. Edit properties. White. Resistance overhead. Okay? So we're going to watch these areas, see what happens. But these are two major areas I'm looking at on the long-term chart. Right? Previous support, new resistance. So we're going to look at that far cry away, down 100 points, more than 100 points from our all-time high. Not even going to be looking up there. We do have this trend line, which it'll be interesting to see what happens when we get all the way up here. Still got a long way to go before we even begin thinking about this trend line here. Okay, let's go to the VIX. See, the VIX is retracing, right? We knew that would eventually happen. So we knew that the VIX would eventually retrace, even though the market's been down. So, I mean, let's take a look here. So, market's continuing to go down from this high, right? So we've lost quite a couple hundred points on the SPX. Yeah, we're continuing to see VIX down, and we're down to 45 today. So, what is the reason for this? The level of volatility, even though the market's down, simply can't sustain itself. So looking for smaller, albeit it's not going to be as small, but looking for a smaller right now intraday move, which is important. So going to watch this VIX move, okay? If people were laddering into VIX, had a chance to make some really nice money, even more so here in UVXY, down to 57 from a high of 134. Let's just for kicks and giggles see what TV. Wow, 1,000 down to $307. $307. So still up 1,000% since the low. Anyways, very, very crazy. Very, very crazy. Okay, so continuing to go through here, let's take a look at gold. What is gold doing? Gold is up big. Gold is up big. This is what personally I needed. So let's just go to our Analyze tab. Positions. Let's see here. Where is gold? Gold has come through for me, right? Still needing a big move, but we're not down here in this garbage, right? Let's see what can happen when we open up. 3 days left on this trade, right? 3 days left on this trade, and likelihood is still very, very small at 22%, but we might just get there. Let's take off this. It's even better. So even better. Okay, so 26% right here at this level. Got a lot of implied volatility to come out of gold. But gold's up big. I mean, I was waiting for this move. We called that it might be circling here. Called that it might circle. Had a really nice bullish engulfing candle here. And now we're seeing up big. Let's see if we can just get up a little bit more. Get up a little bit more here in gold. So I like that a lot. Let's take a look at crude oil. Crude also trying to make a move up 6% today. Let's see if we can break this level right here. So I'm going to be watching to the upside, this 22 level, okay? I mean, I'm sorry, this 28 level right here that acted as resistance. So we're going to change this to white, and then if we break through that, might be seen. So right now watching between this 2052 area, this 28 area, got another 20%, but if we can break this, we might have a sustained move, target, 33, 88, and then of course this this box where this gap is. Okay, so we're watching there. Let's take a look at some of these highs. Okay, so we did see new lows. We're going to go out of the lows. Select watch list. We're in the NASDAQ, okay? So we're in the NASDAQ, new high and new lows. Let's see how many new highs on the week we got yesterday. 242 new highs on the 1 week. So maybe we're coming out, right? So not as many highs. And let's see if we can maybe circle up here. Okay, so watching that. Let's take a look at the new lows for the week. Still had a lot of new lows for the week. So less than we were up here. Okay, less than we were earlier in the month, 12 days ago. But we're seeing less new lows. Okay, less new lows over the 1 week. About the same at the 2 week. Let's go to the new highs for 1 month. Not seeing any new highs for the month, okay? So that's important to watch. All right, want to see this begin to curl as well, right? Want to see this begin to curl as well. And then, we could potentially be putting in this bottom, which we're looking for. We're not gonna try to pick it, but we're going to allow it to come to us. Yeah, let's go back up here to gold. I mean, basically went to this area of support, and now we're moving. Now we are moving. Let's see if we challenge some of these areas. But look at that. Look at that. I mean, for me, having been trying to find this is a welcome move. This is certainly a welcome move for me. So, okay, let's go into our airlines. We talked about this. Folks know that I got long via short puts on Friday here in UAL. Okay, so I wanted to look at some of these airlines, seeing this gap. I do have a mark here at 20. If we get 20, I'm going to go back into the tank here and add a couple more short puts there. So let's go UAL. All right. So we'll go trade here in UAL. You can see I've got just a couple of small positions here in UAL. Nice profit on the year to date, just over the last couple of days. If we go down to 20, I'm going to look to reload some of these puts all the way down here. We're also seeing I mean, you could do the same thing like American Airlines, right? If you wanted, you could do the same thing with American Airlines right now. Take a look at that Delta. I mean, you could do a 6 Delta or a 6 strike, pick up a couple, right? And Delta's nice, or American Airlines is nice too because they also pay a dividend, right? So you could take this, say it's not going to drop another 50%, just in theory, pick up, sell some of these puts, right? I mean, even the 7s. Sell some of the puts, and then if you get assigned, right? Pays a dividend. Might not for a while, right? We don't know what they're going to do post this bailout conversation. As I think about the situation we're in right now, whether Trump's right or not, and whether we end up opening the country, that's probably one of the reasons why we're seeing this gap up, right? I mean, we're up 10% in American Airlines today. I think largely because of Trump's conference yesterday talking about reopening the country, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here. So looking at that, let's go into the scan tab. Actually, before we do that, let's go into one more. Folks know I did get long forward also via short puts at the 350 strike. If I can get forward for $3.37, which would be my cost basis if I were to get assigned, I'm fine with that, right? Trying to make a little bit of money here on Ford. Didn't get a ton, right? For $100 or so here on Ford. So again, small position, but also thinking long term, right? If I get assigned Ford at 350, that's a long term hold. I don't think that's going to happen this week. I don't think that it's going to happen this week, but let's create an alert for even right at $4. So if we get it, let's just create a month long, see what happens. I clean these up once a month or so. So let's create end of April. See if we get down to 4 again. If we get down to 4, I mean, go out the next week, sell the 350, something like that. Try to collect a little bit of premium. If we get assigned, we get assigned. This is a great time to begin building things that have an awesome, dividend like Ford. Right? So that's where we're at. Let's go into our scan tab. From the end of yesterday as we load these results. So this would be long. Still waiting. Okay. Waiting for results. All right, so the scan tab taking a little bit of time. I'm not quite sure what's going on. If it's there, it is. Okay, so here we are in our long. So all of these have the RSI of the link 2, which is down to less than 10, and the RSI 14, which is less than 30, as well as the fractal energy. Fractal energy hasn't been 100% reliable, but it does get us some thoughts here. Got a couple ETFs in here to take a look at. Actually, I don't know what STZ is. Okay, yeah, didn't know what STE was. So got some options there though. Okay, so got some options here to look through. Okay, to look through. Coca-Cola up real nice. Okay. So we are there now. Let's go into the futures. Huge bid versus the ask on all of our futures. E-mini's up big. Let's just go. Mini up 5.09%. Let's see if we get a whipsaw here. Let's see if we get a whipsaw. Personal futures. So E-mini's up. Let's go into the NQ. 5.37%, right? 5.37%, and then finally YM 5.03, right? So lots of major movement here. And then, of course, we have gold. 4.9%, 4.59%. So a lot happening here. Kind of game plan going into today, right? Game plan going into today. Watch gold. That's going to be my big watches right now, is just watching what happens with gold, continuing to see this bid move up. I mean, I love it. I absolutely love it, especially this piece right here. Let's try to get out of this. That would be fantastic. Okay, fantastic. Still a lot of premium here, so let's see what happens when we open up. See what happens when we open 146. So still gonna have quite a bit, but certainly not nowhere near. So hopeful that we continue to see this follow through in gold. I'm gonna watch SPX, right? I think that this might be until we see a change here, right? Until we see a change, break out of this descending channel, break above this potentially 9 EMA, right? And we could even go further there on like the hour chart, above the 9 EMA, actually above the 50 SMA now, which has acted as resistance. Maybe watch this 200, which I doubt we've been above. I mean, we haven't been above 200. Acted as resistance here, up in the 300s, right? Which tells us how far we've fallen over the last 10 days. Watching this, I mean, I really just don't see us breaking through this right now. I still think there are far too many undecided things happening right now. So looking at this as a sell the rip opportunity, perhaps until we break through the 200 hourly simple moving average and the descending channel, as well as the 9 EMA on the daily, right? So until we do some of those things, this is going to be a sell the rip opportunity for me. But that's kind of what I'm looking at today, seeing if we can perhaps ladder into some daily iron condors. Get a little bit of money in some of these and really just see what happens. All right. If you have any questions, reach out to me at Ryan@sellthatoption.com. Otherwise, let's have another great day.